Hi, it's Chef Rick, and today I'm making crusty white bread.
First thing we're going to need for this bread is strong white bread flour, that's 500 grams, 10 grams of salt, which we always put to one side of the bowl, and a packet of instant yeast. All those packets are the same weight, they're 7 grams. Then you need 300 grams, and that's grams and not mil, so in weight, of warm water. And all you're going to do is mix that together. I use this little spatula, but any tool will do. All you want to do is have it so it's kind of combined. It's no longer flour with the ingredients in, it's some sort of dough. Not a pretty dough, not a shiny dough, not a smooth dough, but it's at least all come together just once. You'll see how easy that is. Just giving it just a quick, very quick mix, like that. You'll see working around the outside of the bowl, just making sure any of those bits of flour are going into the dough like that. And then we're just going to cover it with cling film or a damp tea towel and put that in a warm place to rest for an hour. After an hour you come back to it, you can see it's raised in size. It's still fairly ugly looking dough at this point, so what you want to do is just wet your fingers and get your fingers in there, taking from the outside of the bowl and bringing back into the middle. And you'll find that you just keep doing this. This is like the first knead that this bread's getting, but you'll notice how it's just going to get smoother and shinier as we're doing this. So you really only want to give this a mix for a couple of minutes. Like I say, keep wetting your hand and just bringing it from the outside, just so it's all combined and lovely and smooth. What we're making here is a crusty white bread. There's obviously a million types of bread, and you can be all clever about bread making, but if you want to dip something in soup or dunk something, or this is the bread that you need, or making toast, this is the one, and it's very, very, very easy. Just follow these steps. So you can see that dough now, it's coming away from the sides of the bowl really easily. It's getting a nice smooth texture to the outside. What we're going to do now is cover it up again and leave it to rise in a warm place once more for another hour. Here we go, so an hour later. This time we're going to put it onto a work surface, so flour the work surface. You can use any type of flour for this, but obviously if you've got your bread flour to hand, use that, but don't worry too much about it. You're going to put flour on your hands as well, and just scrape it out of the bowl onto that lightly floured work surface. And now we're just going to knead this, again, not for very long at all, a minute or two. And kneading is where we're literally just going to take that bread, fold it over itself, push down and roll, fold it over and push down. I'm doing this with one hand because just the way the camera was. I would like to have been using two hands to really show you how to do it. I think I'll bring my other hand in a minute, but I'm still at a bit of an awkward angle now. But this is what you want to do, just keep bringing it back on itself, making sure everything's lovely and combined, just so we don't get a very heavy, dense bread. You want it to be nice and light on the inside, but to have a beautiful crust on the outside. Add a little more flour if it's sticking, but not too much. Be careful not to add too much flour at this point, because you're going to then change the makeup of the dough. All we're doing is just bringing it back upon itself, and now here we go. I'm just going to form it into a large ball. Just by see how I'm doing, just tucking up the bottom underneath itself so the top stays nice and round and smooth. We're going to get a baking tray, which again is non-stick anyway, but just to stop it sticking, I'm just going to put a little bit of that bread flour on there. To which goes our nice, now round ball. Put that somewhere warm. It's took about 45 minutes later, and it's inflated like that. And I didn't cover it that time because now the edge has like it almost has a crust on it already. I slash into it with a serrated knife just to give it some design, and then into the bottom shelf of the oven. The oven's at 220 degrees for about 40 minutes. Now the smell, of course, is absolutely incredible. You can see that the top of mine has got slightly dark. You could let it go a lot darker than that. I just see that as a sign that this is done. Because, like I said, it's crusty bread, so we want it to have a beautiful crust on it. We'll put it on a wire rack there just to cool. Tap the bottom. And you'll hear a hollow sound, and that hollow sound is showing you that there's air in the bread and it's going to be lovely and light on the inside, but it is going to have that fantastic crust on the outside. There we go, you can see that it's absolutely beautiful and lovely and fluffy. I've not let this cool at all, like of course I should have done, but I have no willpower at all. So hot bread straight out of the oven. Of course I just want to cut straight into it, put some butter on and take a bite. Normally let this cool slightly, but if you can, you're a better person than I. And there you go, that's a crusty white bread. Very, very, very easy to make, very, very simple, absolutely delicious. Quite difficult to get this one wrong. Spread some real butter on there. Fantastic, absolutely beautiful. I really hope you like that video. It's really, really simple, really easy. I hope you have a go at making it yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.